The plot thickens on the Anthropic settlement with authors here. This is pretty interesting because the way that it was framed by different author groups like the Science Fiction and Fantasy Writers of America, who's a 501c3 nonprofit that actually has a big author, is supposed to be representing authors, framed this as some sort of victory over AI. They completely lied about it to begin with because it had nothing to do with whether AI output was on the table here. This only had to do with the fact that they pirated things from a pirate site. And of course, so they threw out that AI part and said AI works are transformative, which is great for AI authors and the like. And they just said piracy's bad. And everybody kind of agrees with that. Now, the groups like this thought, we're just going to stick it to these people. $1.5 billion. This is going to go crazy. And they started putting out emails saying that, like, authors, sign up because you're going to get a giant piece of this. You'll get like $3,000 a piece. Now, one, we don't know how that $1.5 billion is going to be split up, even at that point. And a lot of attorneys get that. And then we found out pretty quickly that the settlement itself said that unless something was actually registered with the U.S. Copyright Office, meaning you're an American author, and meaning you have your work registered with the Copyright Office, like you actually filed the paperwork to do so, you would be thrown out of the settlement. Now, 90% of works are not like that. I'm an author myself, and 90% of my works and actually all of my works are not copyrighted like that because the reality of law, in theory, is that my works are copyrighted by virtue that I made them and put them out as a public product. If you tried to release one of that, I would have a claim against you. If you tried to put out the same book, for example, and then put your name on it instead of mine. Now, that's how it works. It is copyrighted regardless, but because of this claim, I wouldn't be able to get any restitution for having my works pirated, and that's crazy. So what happened because of this is the judge actually said, no, this settlement is no good. And this puts a whole wrench into things, guys, because this changes the settlement completely. We'll see what happens, because now there might be a trial about this. Now, I think Anthropic just threw a huge dollar amount at it to try to make it go away, to make it stop. But yes, this sort of, and then on the other side, the publishing companies saw this huge dollar amount, got super greedy, and were like, "Oh, we're going to get a lot of this pie as publishing companies," and they don't care about the authors; they just care about themselves. And so I think that it went through that. Anthropic wanted to make it go away, big number. Let's just make it go away. The publishing companies were greedy and just did not care because they just want to get their slice of that. And that was going to be the end of that. And the publishing companies are the only ones who have these registered copyright works. So it's going to screw a lot of authors across the way. And so there are so this is pretty interesting. There are 7 million works, and only 465,000 of them actually actually have those sort of copyrights in there, which is crazy. It's a small amount. So what did this judge say? Please hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about this, guys. I really appreciate you being here and supporting our new AI channel. We're talking about all things AI, especially when it comes to AI writing. I do write AI books, and I plan on doing some tutorial videos and the like on how I do that to show you guys my process as this goes along. And we're just going to talk about whatever happens in the AI world in the meantime. This is pretty big. So this is pretty interesting right here. At a hearing, the judge blasted the settlement, and this is not a good thing. The proposed settlement comes in a case where Anthropic could have owed more than $1 trillion in damages because of this class that included 7 million claimants. Instead, Anthropic, it looks like, will get off cheaply, striking a deal with authors suing that covers less than 500,000 works in this. And so that's crazy. To get away with this, the defector noted that the settlement doesn't require Anthropic to admit wrongdoings, while the company continues raising billions based on models trained on authors' works. Because this is again conflating things about the deal. This is all about the piracy right here. So this is what the judge said about this. He said that this is being shoved down the throat of authors. And most authors don't even realize that they're not going to get much in here. In an order, he clarified why he thought the proposed settlement was a chaotic mess. He said, disappointed that counsel could have left important questions to be answered in the future, seeking approval for the settlement despite the works list, class list, and claims form, process for notification, allocation, and dispute resolution all remaining unresolved. Now, that's just an incomplete settlement right there. They just didn't even care about any of the works or any of the authors or how they'd get paid or what they're going to get paid. We'll figure that out ourselves. Just give us the money, and then we'll say, okay. That's what they said. Now, that's given the nature of this, that is a scam. They literally, these lawyers against Anthropic, the publishers who are behind them and groups like the Science Fiction Writers of America who are helping with this settlement were scamming authors out of things. It's absolutely crazy. And this is, I'm glad that the judge actually paid attention to this because he didn't have to. But he says it's nowhere close to complete, forcing Anthropic and authors' lawyers to recalibrate the largest publicly recorded copyright case action settlement in history. So this is not done at all. And so this is going to go back, and this is also going to be, I think it was September 26th is when they're going to go back to court on this. So unless they can settle this to the judge's, contentment by that point, this is going to have a problem that's going to continue for both Anthropic and the other side. Interesting stuff on that level, and this is pretty wild. I mean, this is given the first initial reporting of all this, we didn't see anything like this coming out. We didn't. The public really didn't know or understand, and authors didn't understand. I don't think that they're not going to get paid on average. I think that I saw so much celebrating on Blue Sky, like they were taking down Anthropic. Wow, $1 billion. It sounds like a lot. Yeah, you're going to get none of that. So what are you celebrating? This is pretty wild right now, but we're going to be covering this as it goes along, and as there's new developments, we'll let you know. What do you think about this? Do you think this is a good move from the judge? Do you think it is a case where they should have just let the settlement go? Let us know in the comments down below. Love to hear from you. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.